This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
So last night at about 3:30, I woke up with this feeling that I had to open up my phone. As you guys know, I turned my phone to sleep mode so I can actually get some sleep instead of scrolling all night long. And guess who sent me a text? Cameron. One of his other subscribers, Aaliyah, sent him this article from Puck. Kathleen Kennedy to step down this year at Lucasfilm. They said this year. I know that we've all talked about it, and we've basically said it was going to be probably within the next few weeks now, since we're in the second quarter. And we just have to wait and see. This is a small celebration. I will pop open one of the smaller bottles of Clico that I have for tonight and maybe go live to chat about this. Matt Bellany said a lot of interesting things. Like, he talked about the signs were there that she was going to leave, from selling that house in Malibu to selling a lot of artwork, to talking out loud about wanting to get back to working with her husband at Kennedy Marshall. So the signs were there, like I've been saying since last year. And we know what our bird Sparrow has been saying about the fact that she hasn't set foot on the campus at Lucasfilm since summer of 2023, that she was for a while cut off from the internet at Lucasfilm, while the Nazgul, led by the Witch King of Burbank, sifted through the emails. So it's been a road. She should have probably announced her resignation after Dial of Destiny flopped. But we're talking about a woman. Here she is with the man whose legacy she tarnished, George Lucas. This is a woman who can't accept, and couldn't until it actually became something that was real, accept the fact she failed. Accept the fact that people didn't like what she made. And we all thought it sucked, because it did. I mean, George wasn't perfect. A lot of people still complain about the prequels. But for fuck's sake, the sequels make the prequels look like some sort of Laurence Olivier-led, all-star directed filmography, okay? That's how bad the sequels are. That's how bad it got, okay? She could not accept people hated the sequels. She could not accept the fact that the Forceless female isn't the way Star Wars works. And she turned around and tarnished Steven Spielberg's legacy as well as Harrison Ford's by going half-assed and drunkenly, almost, into Dial of Destiny. Okay, I mean, she was there when Raiders of the Lost Ark was being filmed. You would think something of the legacy and something of what the movies and the story is would have rubbed off on the crazy woman. But apparently, you can work for Steven Spielberg for decades and not learn a goddamn thing, right? And she did not. Okay, the fact that she's going to get accolades, and there are people out there in the fandom who think that, her shit tastes like ice cream, you're going to have to all get used to it. We all know better. We Star Wars fans were the victims of her bullshit governance at Lucasfilm. The fact that she was so bad at administrating, she allowed Pablo Hidalgo to go out and attack the fans. She allowed Leslie Headland to bully her way into creating the Trashlight. I mean, look, this is Kennedy's legacy. Yeah, The Force Awakens made a lot of money. It's a shitty movie. Nothing we were promised happened. It was not Star Wars. It was a fucking reboot, and it was a shitty reboot. Then we got the misandrist, LGBTQ, racist, woke version from Roundhead Johnson, The Last Jedi, that totally ruined Mark Hamill's legacy, which is why I think he's gone off the rails. So she owes Mark Hamill money for psychiatrist bills. Then Solo, A Soy Wars Story. How do you fuck Harrison Ford over more? You cast a dweeb like that, awful Ehrenreich, as Han Solo, and finally get a script that sucks. You fire the directors. What a shit show. And then, of course, how many times can we refilm and reshoot The Last Palpatine? The Rise of Palpatine. They said it broke even. I don't think it did. That's a lie. This is a fucking lie. This movie barely made $1 billion. And I think it probably cost $400 million to make. Did not make its money back. Dial of Destiny. We have Solo, A Soy Wars Story. We have Dial of Destiny as two of the biggest, if not the biggest flops, at least in Disney history, if not in modern history. Okay, these are Kathleen Kennedy's legacies. The moment she got off on her own, without the boys, she screwed the pooch. Okay, she was much more interested in the feminazi politics. Okay, this is why we couldn't have nice things as Star Wars fans. She let this asshole and his cohorts attack us relentlessly. She hired this psychopath where the money came from, USAID through the BBC, I don't know. For the first filming of The Acolyte? Okay, these are the questions we don't know the answers to. This is her legacy. Okay, let's talk further. Where are we going from here? Where does Lucasfilm go from here?
Who is the glue to all 5 of these films that gave us all of our rhythm and all of our melody, the great maestro, John Williams.
This. You're actually kicking me out?
Do you want me to draw you a picture?
We'd be here all night!
Get out!
How hard would it have been for her to just take George's scripts, look at Bob Iger and say, we're doing these. This is what we want to do. This is what the fans want. Instead, she just followed Bob Iger wherever he wanted, instead of fighting for what was right. And this is what she got. Jon Favreau showing up like a wrecking ball, creating the Mandalorian and bringing George in when she would not bring him in. She never asked him a fucking question when they were making their shitty fucking sequel trilogy. Okay? Never. Ever asked him. Okay? She made sure the fans were run off. Okay? This is them filming a scene in The Mandalorian. Look where she's sitting. Behind the guys. Where she rightfully belongs. There are women who can deal with the boys and hang out in the boys' club, and there are women who can't. She can't. She never could. Okay, she can't keep up with them. She never could. This is why Star Wars failed. She did not get any of the lessons that Princess Leia gave out. Okay? You can be a feminine, beautiful woman and still love a man and still fight by his side. Right? Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know anything about that. She's a feminazi from the get-go, and she fucked everything up because of her stupid fucking politics. And she is gone now. Sorry for dropping the F-bombs. Again, this is the same day, I think. They were filming Mandalorian. But this is where George had to come in. He had to come in. Okay? This is why he had to come in. Okay? If he did not, we'd be screwed. Jon Favreau was right to go and contact him with Dave. Dave was right to put in the kill switch for the sequel trilogy, which is The World Between Worlds. Now we've got Luke Skywalker later in the month of March showing up at Galaxy's Edge. So here's George with his Padawan, Dave Filoni. And here's George the same day, I think, filming Mandalorian with a bottle of Skywalker wine and Jon Favreau. Okay? This is what Kathleen Kennedy, this is her legacy. The bringing in of George Lucas. After she did not fight Bob Iger on this at all, she did not demand that they make the scripts the Trayman said he wanted and bring him in as a consultant. This is all on her. She did not do what Francis Ford Coppola did when he fought for his vision for the Godfather. Okay, he was nearly fired because he would not relent on getting the actors he wanted and what he wanted up there on the screen. See, Star Wars is more than cotton candy. It's not Marvel. She went along with the feminazi, version of Star Wars as Marvel. And it's not. Keep fucking Marvel out of Star Wars. Keep that shit out of Star Wars. Okay? It is not. It has nothing to do with it. All right? Star Wars is bigger than Marvel. Okay? It is more closely related to our actual Western and Eastern mythologies than Marvel, which is just empty calorie movie making. Okay? These are the things that make me upset when I think about Kathleen Kennedy. So do we celebrate? This is a small celebration. I expect people to rage a little bit. It's been too long. We've been at this since 2018. 2018. Disney should have demanded her resignation after Dial of Destiny failed. And they didn't. We've been at this since 2018. Finally, we get some movement. Finally, we see the headlines. Kennedy out at Lucasfilm this year. Okay, when? Well, get ready, people. Because if Chris Gore, Screen Trek, and Sparrow are right, it's going to be sooner rather than later. So let's celebrate. Enjoy the videos mocking her. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.
Ayun.